So if you are looking for an open fort strategy where you can just easily climb doing like the same thing every game, well, I have that come for you. It doesn't involve Jax, doesn't involve skirmishers, doesn't involve Draven, but it does involve Vel'Koz, which can be a little contested, but that's why we do this open fort strategy, because you will see that we are able to have a perfect way to get Vel'Koz, and I'll show you guys the difference between playing Vel'Koz normally and doing it this way. So if we look at my match history here, you'll see that this is when I first started trying to play Vel'Koz. I went 4th with the Vel'Koz 2. I did not hit Vel'Koz this game and won 7th. And then I got 3rd with this Vel'Koz here. That was me playing normal Vel'Koz. You wanna know what happens when I switch to the open fort strategy? This game I went for Vel'Koz, and then I transitioned out of it later because I just never hit it. But I got 1st place there. This next game, 1st place, I hit Vel'Koz really easily. And then this most recent game, which I'm about to show you, 1st place again. We actually hit Vel'Koz 3 somehow. I honestly forgot that even happened in that game. It honestly probably didn't even matter. But this strategy in particular, I learned it from Kyun, and I was just watching him stream, and he was playing Vel'Koz only, and he was doing this open fort strategy, and he put out this short little blurb on how to do it. So we're gonna go over that in this game and show you guys how it looks like in practice. Yeah, pretty much just open fort in the beginning, stabilize on 3-5 at level 7, and just get Vel'Koz 1 and just win the rest of the game from there. You just play normal after that. So there is a pretty big difference between doing standard leveling and doing the Vel'Koz, the open fort strategy that we talked about just now. Do note, I do make a big mistake here. I did not sell my bench to get to 10 gold in time because I am a boomer, and I don't even know what I was doing. I was probably like eating or something when that was happening, so that's why we missed out on 1 gold there. But no worries, we get the interest gold in this next round, so we are at 14 gold right now, and we are just gonna chill. We're doing an open fort, so I'm not even gonna level up. Yeah, so we're just gonna lose this round. Next round, we have the choice between a Shadow Glove and a Chain. I'm gonna take Shadow Glove because the best in slot items for Vel'Koz right now is you need 1 mana item, you need a healing item, and then you need a damage item. So the best ones for that are Spear of Shojin for mana, so we want a sword because we have a tier already. You want a Jeweled Gauntlet. Shadow Jeweled Gauntlet is slightly better, but it really doesn't matter which one you have. That's going to be the best damage item. And then the last item is going to be a Shadow Hand of Justice, but it could be regular Hand of Justice. It could be a Hextech Gunblade. It could even be an additional damage item as well. But the reason why I didn't level up last turn, even though I had 14 gold, was because I wanted to hit 20 gold on this turn, and we are able to do that right here. So we get tons of gold. I know we're not like selling our entire bench to purely open fort, but that's just because the gold thresholds that we had this game, we didn't need to do that. But we pretty much lost by the maximum amount anyways, so had we done a full open fort, we'd be at 84 life anyways. So after losing all of those rounds, we are going to do the Carousel. So we are looking for one of the items we talked about before. So this Shadow Rod is going to be pretty helpful. That's going to help us complete the Shadow Jeweled Gauntlet. And that's another benefit of open forting. You get first pick in pretty much every Carousel, and that just means you're going to get perfect items every single time. So here we get a very fortunate Abomination package right there. So we're just going to sell the guys that we had on before. I'm going to build a Shadow Hand of Vengeance because we already have the Shadow Rod. So if we build Hand of Vengeance, we could save the rod for a Jeweled Gauntlet. So we're pretty much chilling from here. We end up facing this guy, which is really unlucky. I'm guessing, looking back, I probably shouldn't have built an item because I wanted to do a lose streak. So that's my bad mistake on my part. It's just like a habit. You know, when you're like playing on autopilot, you just kind of do things automatically. It's like whenever I have 4 items, I generally just build an item. I was just on autopilot, so that's a mistake for me there. And I end up barely winning this round with that Nunu eating that guy, so a little unlucky there. In this new shop, we're going to pick up this Brand and Ziggs, but that's pretty much all we have to worry about here. So we get destroyed by this guy, so it is really unfortunate. I'm going to sell the Victor so we make 40 gold. When we roll down on 3-5, we're going to have a pretty good chance of hitting Victor there if we need 4 Spellweavers, so we don't need him right away. Another champion we need is Lux, but I think I'd rather make Interest instead. So we get a Rod and a Negatron. So those are decent. Negatron's good for building Chalice of Harmonies. Unfortunately, our next tier item is going to be for a Spear of Shojin. So I'm probably going to build an Ionic Spark with these items because the Shadow Rod is reserved for the Shadow Jeweled Gauntlet. And Yeah, so we're just going to build the Ionic Spark here. So we don't need to roll or level up yet because we are just waiting to level up to level 7 on 3-5 to get the biggest roll down possible. I'm going to build the Ionic Spark. Maybe it saves us a couple points of HP. And this guy, he is looking decently strong. He's got a Trundle, but I think we do beat this guy because he doesn't have too many 2-stars. I guess neither do we. I think Scion might be able to clean it up though. Never mind, we're getting destroyed. Just completely disregard what I said right there. So it's actually good that we lose because maybe we could lose twice in a row, or sorry, 3 times in a row, get a forward loss streak going. We get a little bit more extra gold going into the level up on 3-5. So sword or glove here. I know if you get glove, you get the Shadow Jeweled Gauntlet, but if you go for the sword, Spear of Shojin, there's pretty much no replacement for that, so it's just the best item to get for Vel'Koz in terms of mana regeneration. Whereas with the rod, we could build, we could potentially still build the Shadow Jeweled Gauntlet, but we could also go for Shadow Hat there as well. We're gonna level up to level 6 because we can keep 50 gold anyway, so I'm just gonna put in Brand and Callista there. So now we are facing this guy. He's got IE, Bloodthirster, Callista, but his whole board is 1-star, so we might end up beating him here. Maybe Scion cleans it up. Okay, yeah, Scion is he's a little strong if you guys haven't noticed that yet. A lot of the Abomination builds are so good, just because Abominations are good, not even because the carries are good. We do end up actually losing though, just because our team, I guess, is just piss weak right now. So round before the PvE, there's an extra Nunu there that is definitely welcome. We're going to do a little pre-level, and then right after this, we are going to level up to level 7. So of course we got torched on that round, and we are going to grab a tier or a crit here. Both of them work. I'm going to grab the tier on Jax because I think Shojin is just like, there's no replacement for Shojin. Whereas Rod, it's like Shadow Jeweled Gauntlet is preferred, but if we get a Shadow Death Cap, I'm not going to be complaining about that either. All right, so this is the big turn here. We're going to be doing a level up. We're going to be pressing D a bunch of times, and I don't know what it is, guys. Whenever I roll on this stage, like, you just always hit. It's so strange. I'm going to skip the Teemo because we're 48 life, but yeah, we're going to keep rolling here. We end up getting the Callista. Actually, this game we don't hit. I thought we did, but apparently not. I guess in a way, it's kind of good that I'm showing you a game where I don't hit it on 3-5, because that way, if you don't as well, you'll still be able to see the power of the comp. I'm just going to put the items on Karma for now because I'm for sure going to be selling her. And then I'm going to clean up my bench. You don't need Syndra. You don't need Nautilus. You don't need Lulu. So I'm just going to get rid of those guys, get to 10 gold. This guy's running a Mordekaiser. Skirmisher Mordekaiser. I've actually never seen that before, but I'm assuming it's pretty strong. Oh man, he just got the shield there before dying, so we end up taking the L there. Okay, I guess this is when we hit. We hit the turn right after, so that is pretty nice. So we sell that Karma, drop all the items on Vel'Koz, put in for Spellweaver, and call it a day. So this guy's running... Man, this guy's team's really weak, Jesus. So I guess like we would have won regardless of what happened. And all right, we get a nice zap from the Vel'Koz over there, and we finally end our losing streak. As you guys can see, like, stabilizing with Vel'Koz 1 is so incredibly easy. Let's see what we get from these orbs here. We get a ton of gold from both of them, which is very welcome. Rise, of course, is amazing because we need both Mystic and the Abomination. So we're going to sell the Callista. You could keep Callista with Vel'Koz items. She is the best item holder for Vel'Koz. You could keep her in game for as long as you can before you hit Vel'Koz. It's perfectly fine to do that. But once you get Vel'Koz and Rise, you definitely do need to sell the Callista because she's just hoarding all the items that you want on your Vel'Koz. And Rise is really good because he gives Mystic and he gives a lot of crowd control. I actually like itemizing Rise a lot with mana items. So if I get extra tiers, I like putting Blue Buff and Spear of Shojin on him as well, because he just perma-CCs the enemy team and he protects Vel'Koz really, really well. You kind of just run Abominations because both Rise and Brand are just really good in this composition. And then since Nunu's just one extra person, you kind of just run him for fun at that point there. So these items are pretty interesting. It's either sword, tier, bow, or belt. I think I'm going to grab the sword to build a GA on my Rise because we have this chain. Chain kind of does nothing in this comp, so kind of just make the best of a bad situation with the Shadow GA on this Rise here. We end up building the hat now. The reason why I held off on building that for one turn was just in case I get a Shadow JG there. But since we don't end up getting it, I'm just going to build the hat right now because it's a perfectly fine item to build. Again, like, Shojin versus Hat. Shojin's more important when we just had a rod before. I don't want to complete the item on the Vel'Koz with the Shadow JG right away because the rod has a lot of different outs, whereas Shojin is really the only option that I have in terms of mana gain on my Vel'Koz. Alright, now we are facing a skirmisher with Jax 2 on 4-3. This guy pretty much hit everything. Let's see how our comp fares against this. If I had to guess, I don't remember what happened this game, we're probably going to lose. But once we get Vel'Koz 2, you'll see that the fights are going to be super, super easy. But right now, we're just not on equal playing field. This guy rolled all the way to 0, whereas I have 50 gold. So he is really lucky that he hit Jax 2, rolling to 0 on level 7. But I guarantee you, once stage 5 comes around and I hit Vel'Koz 2, this fight's not going to be close at all. Essentially, one of the reasons why Vel'Koz is so strong right now is because he counters all the popular comps. Like, both Draven and Jax are both really weak against him. I'm going to grab the belt here. Warmogs is a really good item for Garen, so if I do end up getting him, I'm going to just slap that on him. Garen's great because he reduces magic resistance of everyone. But let's do a roll down here. We are level 8 right now, and I have a pair of Vel'Kozes. There's the Vel'Koz 2-star, and I think it's at this point where we could drop in an extra Mystic and then chill. We do want Rel for redeemed, but I guess I could play Varus as well. I just think I was slow on this round, so I just didn't end up putting him in over the Kindred. But if you ever have a Spatula or if you hit level 9, the extra thing that you normally add is either Garen or an extra Mystic unit. In this case, like, we're only level 8, so I should be putting in the Varus over the Kindred, but it's just like a minor mistake there. Sometimes you just run out of time and you don't see things when you're playing in the actual game, but that's why VOD reviews are so useful, because you can see what you did wrong and hopefully improve on it in the future. So we're in the new round. We actually ended up seeing another Vel'Koz in our shop, which is honestly kind of funny. I dropped a redeemed in, so I'm going to sell my Kindred. And yeah, I just put in Kale from the last shop. Kale is decent, but you really want Rel. Rel is the best redeem. So you do Lux, Vel'Koz, and Rel as your 3 redeemed. Lux is good because you're running Rise, so it gives you Mystic for free. So that is all fine and welcome. This guy's actually running a Philios in patch 11.10. I feel that's kind of weird. I'm surprised he's made it this far. He is in like 6th place right now, but I mean, you just don't want to be playing a Philios. There is Zyra 2 and an extra Lux, so that is very welcome. We're probably going to end up selling this extra Vel'Koz because, I mean, like, it's too early to go for Vel'Koz 3 right now. We get a sword and a glove. Unfortunate, not the best item combination. Whenever I get this, I just end up putting it on my brand because it gives an extra item to Sion, and like, honestly, no one else is using this Infinity Edge apart from Sion. But let's do a quick roll down. We have a Rise there. We need a couple more upgrades. Rel is what we were looking for. Gonna swap that in for the Kale and sell Kale. We also have 2 pairs right now, and we're still looking for Victor, so we could roll a little more. There is another one. There's Garen if we want him for later. But we're probably not playing Garen until level 9, so we don't need him quite yet. All right, this guy's Draven 2-star with pretty much perfect items. Let's see how we do against him. And we beat him without even Sion coming out. Oh no, Sion came out at the very end. So I guess we did need Sion to beat him there. But you guys can see the power of this. We are completely smacking all these Dravens and Jaxes now that we have Vel'Koz 2. By the way, guys, I am sorry about the video quality. I'm seeing it on my end. It's like lagging a lot. I'm not really too sure what's causing that. I'll try to fix it on my end for future videos. But we get a Garen 2-star there. We kind of have to play him, so I'm just gonna play him over the Rel, because you can't pass up on a Garen 2, you know what I mean? So it's at this point where I'm like, all right, I need to go to level 9, and in order to do that, I need a ton of gold, so I'm probably gonna end up selling the Rels on my bench. This guy is, okay, here's the Jax guy that we lost to before. Let's see how we fare against him this time. He runs up to the front, and then Garen just ults everyone, reduces their magic resistance, and then Vel'Koz just cleans up in 1 hit. So it's like, once we're on equal playing field, because he rolled down to 50 gold, or he rolled down to 0 gold in stage 4. Like, now that we're on even playing field, it's like, not even close. Like, Sion didn't even spawn, and we're able to beat him right there. So I'm going to skip ahead a couple of fights. Like, we beat another skirmisher team. I think we beat another Draven team. We're facing another one here. Oh, it's actually the same guy again. Honestly, that's just a coincidence. I'm just skipping ahead in rounds. But you guys can just see the difference in power between these 2 teams. It's like, once you get Vel'Koz 2, he just demolishes every single skirmisher team there is. And that's why this comp is so good. The only counter to Vel'Koz that I know of right now is the Assassin build with LeBlanc carry with Dark Blue buff. That's really all you have to be careful of, but there are ways to play around it once you get into a 1v1 scenario. So now on this dragon, we get a Last Whisper unlucky because that is absolutely useless. So we pretty much are playing this game -2 items, and we're still chilling, you know, we're still chilling. We did get a Redeem Spatula off the Carousel before, so that way we don't have to level up to level 9 as quickly to get the power spike from adding in Rel. But like, you guys are seeing this yourself. It's like IE and Last Whisper, pretty trash when you're playing an AP composition. We don't even have like the Jeweled Gauntlet plus Infinity Edge interaction either. So it's just like, yeah. I don't really know what to tell you guys. Oh no, our Vel'Koz almost got completely destroyed before he ulted, but I think he recovered just in time, and then Sion should be able to tank enough before Vel'Koz gets targeted again. Oh no, he got stunned right as he ulted on the cannon. Okay, we're still able to beat this guy, so that's pretty nice too. Alright, so we are almost level 9. I think we could just hit it because we have 26 gold left. We'll drop in an extra Mystic, why not? Roll down a little bit. We see a couple of Vel'Kozes now. Like, I'm mainly looking for a Nunu to replace my current Nunu. That way I can put the Warmogs on Garen. Warmogs, again, is pretty broken on Garen because he gains a % max health shield every time he uses his ability. So it's definitely worth swapping the item onto him because Warmogs just gives a crap ton of health. All right, so this guy hit Aphelios 3. Interesting. And my and my Vel'Koz got Zephyr'd. Unlucky. I guess that's one advantage of playing Aphelios, is that no one plays him, so you could just get Aphelios 3. I think we just lost to that, so I guess we gotta respect it a little bit if you get Aphelios 3-star, but it's just something that doesn't happen that often. Sion almost won it for me, but just not quite enough. Just one thing to note, I actually did end up selling my Vel'Kozes because at only 10 gold, it's pretty unlikely to hit 4 more Vel'Kozes in order to get Vel'Koz 3-star. I really just needed the Nunu because now I can swap the items. I'm still looking for Brand, I guess, or not Brand. I'm still looking for Victor and Kindred, but Victor isn't really that important at all. I'm holding on to Ironclads just in case I want to put in Rel later, because maybe if everyone's playing physical damage comps, that's what I want to put in, especially since the Aphelios 3-star is in this game. All right, so this guy Zephyr'd my Lux. Man, 2 Zephyrs in this game. That's a little annoying. But he's playing the Kayle build. Kayle's actually one of the good comps against Vel'Koz because 1, they run CC in the Thresh as you saw there, and 2, Knights are really effective against Vel'Koz because he does a lot of little bits of damage and Knights block a lot of that. So just one thing to keep in mind if you are looking to counter the Vel'Koz build, if this build becomes popular, the Kayle build does pretty well. The only issue is that you need to hit Kayle, and that just doesn't happen every game. Oh no, don't tell me. Okay, we're able to knock him out there. If he had Kayle too, he probably would have been able to win that. Right, so on this carousel, what do we actually need? We probably want a utility item or a rise item. So probably something like mana item would be really good. If not, maybe Morello for anti-heal for some of the other opponents would be pretty nice. Hat doesn't really do that much for us. All right, so there's another Vel'Koz. Like, you know what? At this point, why not? Because we've found everything for our team. I do want to maybe play a Taric instead of the Nautilus, but at this point, we just haven't seen that quite yet. So instead of the Nautilus, I think I could just play the second Vel'Koz because I have a Morello. I could just drop him in, put it on him like that, and just hope for the best, I guess. We just need to dodge this Zephyr. So we get Zephyr'd again. My bad. I saw it in the center at the very last second. He must have done a swap. Hopefully this doesn't cost us the game because obviously like Aphelios 3-star is one of the ways to beat us, but we're able to snipe him there. He did something weird. He played on this diagonal of us, and that kind of made it so he just got killed by the Vel'Koz. So Vel'Koz 1 greater than Aphelios 3. Not too surprising, to be honest, because Aphelios is just hot garbage right now. But now we're in a 1v1 against, I think, what is a Draven player. But let's just roll down here. Let's look for Kindred 2-star and Victor 2-star. Not ending up hitting it so far. Sorry, it's a Jax player. He's got Diana. We just have to watch out for Diana ults. So we probably should do like a full protection on our Vel'Koz and just make sure we avoid the Diana. So he's going to do a swap at the very last second, so I'm going to prepare for that. And just like that, I just do a quick little swap so he doesn't interrupt my Vel'Koz. But yeah, Skirmishers, they just fall off in the late game. He does have Skirmisher and Mordekaiser, which is really, really strong. But look at this Vel'Koz ult. Wait, actually, does he beat us here? Our Scion kind of got eaten in like 1 second, so I think we actually lose this fight. Oh, he's got a Dragon Claw. That is probably cheating because Dragon Claw is pretty good against my composition. All right, so we get an Ionic Spark here. We also get a Nico. I guess it is our lucky day because obviously you guys saw the beginning of the game. I'm obviously doing a replay of one of my games and you guys saw what happened. So I guess I roll down here and I guess I just hit, you know, because I mean, I do end up winning this game. You guys already know that from the spoiler in the start. We did end up hitting Victor too, so that's pretty nice. I do want to get maybe like Ironclad in because he's doing a lot of physical damage, but we hit the Vel'Koz, so I sell the Rel and do a quick Nico and just buy the Poppy to put in at the very last second. So I guess I put the book on maybe Brand, I don't really know. Ionic on Who Cares, Bucket, Rise, and yeah. It is at this point where the win is pretty much guaranteed. Oh no, he got interrupted. So this guy, I think we could have beaten him without Vel'Koz 3 if we positioned a little better. Maybe we needed like Ironclad to put in instead because Ironclad is very, very helpful against him. And I just never fit that in my composition because I kind of ditch Rel every single time I got him. So that's my bad there. I probably should have held on to the Nautilus and the Rel, and maybe I'd have an easier time against him. But yeah, we go to the wrong side here. He gets a good Diana placement or positioning thing, but I think Vel'Koz 3 just one-shot him here now that I remember. Ooh. Yeah, right before Diana ults, she just dies. So we're able to get a win there. Pretty cool on that. But I mean, even if we didn't get Vel'Koz 3, you're still getting a second place. Are you really going to be complaining about that? I'm buying the Teemo for fun there. But yeah, that is the open fort Vel'Koz that I think you guys should try out. And it's going to be like that until the next patch on Wednesday. So feel free to abuse it as much as you guys want before then. But apart from that, that's all from me today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and of course smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.